This is Minnie Pond National Forest Campground, named so because it is on a mini pond, the backwaters of a very small dam. As you approach, you're going to definitely want to look at this sign and note that the next road up is not your turn. Follow the main road till you see the Minnie Pond Campground Manistee National Forest sign. And here is your registration board that is dividing the Minnie Pond Campground from the Minnie Pond Recreation Area. There's a picnic area just up the road here. You have an outhouse specific for the picnic area, and we'll take a peek inside. Most of these National Forest outhouses are about the same. They're actually designed very well. There's not a whole lot of smell to these, so that's good. And here we are at the picnic area. It's a nice big open space. There's a couple little play sets for kids, very small. Nice parking area. And then it leads up to the pond itself. But before we go to the pond, I want to check out a couple things over here. First, I want to see what's going on with these plants. So it looks like some local school kids planted a bunch of native plants here and had them all fenced in. And their names are listed on these signs. So good for them. I want to give credit where credit is due. Thank you to all of these 7th graders for helping keep the native plant population going. And this is the last sign of the great efforts from these kids. And then we head down to Minnie Pond itself, which would again be a great area for kayaking or canoeing, but not so much of a boat ramp here. I did see a small bass swim away as I approached the pond, so there are fish out here for sure. It's a nice quiet area when it's not being used. I got lucky and there was no one here. Here's some information signage with some facts about native wildlife. And then we walk over to the small little dam itself here. And what's really neat is once I panned over, I don't think the camera caught it, but there was a pretty large bass down at the bottom of this swimming around. Decent size for sure. And now we're going to head back to the campground, which is not your typical campground setup. All of the campsites are just on the left or right of this straight road. And the first few sites are in the sun, surrounded by nothing but these red pines. And there's not really a whole lot opportunity for shade here. Some of the sites have these nice fire pits in them and bear poles, and some of the sites just have a picnic table and no bear pole or campfire ring. So this is a close-up of what these bear poles look like if you've never seen them before. Pretty standard, not really, in my opinion, tall enough to do a whole lot of good, but they're there anyways. This is campsite number 2. And here we're going to pan over to number 3. I was fortunate and there was not actually anyone staying at this campground, so I was able to get a quick shot of all the sites. This is number 5. We're going to pan across here. Nice big sites, really nice large sites. Number 6. And I can't ignore the fact that there is a large pile of garbage. So this campground actually at most of the sites had garbage. Not in this extent, but there was small amounts of litter, debris, leftover junk at almost every one of these campsites. So that's something noteworthy. Along with the fact that the whole time I was out here, I was swatting at mosquitoes and biting flies. So keep that in mind when you're coming up here. Definitely bring your bug spray, but otherwise, I really like the remoteness of this campground.